Welcome to the nightly vid. We got a lot of setups for tomorrow. So to start the week, we mentioned the 322 on the monthly video for the Qs. Where's that going to go? Last week's highs up in here. So we're looking for 593.20, and that will take the week in setup SPY. My bad. But if we go to the Qs, same thing. Your 322 with the relative strength to the technologies to give you your all-time highs, your outside quarter. There's your 2-2. As long as there's no reversal against on the day, still good. Simultaneous break with the SPY. Dow Jones. 2 down, 2 up reversal tomorrow would trigger the 312 week to the upside with a simultaneous weekly break in the Dow and the SPY with IWM. Setting up the hammer day pivot machine gun to cause a 1-3 on the week. It is a rev strat, but it's also, the weaker of the bunch. So just be aware of that, but you got a PMG to speed things up. So we want to know about that. If we go to utilities, they start the week inside, week and up, 212. So utilities are confirming. Staples start the week with a inside bar hammer. So I want to know about that. Financials start the week with a 2 down green, setting up the 312 reversal to the upside, simultaneous break. So guess what? We have a ton of evidence, right? A lot of things about to go weekly signal up. We're long all day tomorrow and all week if those break. Healthcare's started the week 3-1, closer to the double inside week up. Pivot machine gun to the upside if healthcare's want to firm up. Tells you maybe UNH, which, is still a little bit of mother bar. So just be aware of that. But that was one of the bigger movers, and we'll take a look at, that shooter on the downside. But we'll get to the specific stocks when we get there. Give me a second. We go to industrials, the hammer 2-2 to rev strat the week industrials with relative strength in the defense sector, which was already going up, with GE, which is already going up as the leader there. If we go to the discretionary, the hammer 2-2 week to cause the rev strat 313 Motor City Madhouse in the XLY, which is like your Teslas, your Amazons, Shopify's, etc. If we go to the XLC communications, they started 2-2 day to trigger an inside week up. So you're going to have pretty much the whole market going tomorrow if things kick in. You'll see technologies, the 3-2-2, fun to say, fun to do, to trigger the double inside week break to the upside. Oh yeah, right? Relative strength in the tech. And then semis, the 2-2-2, which didn't go anywhere. We'll see if it confirms tomorrow. But you're going to notice a lot of things reversed up. How many of those, you may ask? Let's go and see. So you can see today we didn't have a ton of signals to the upside, but again, with using the 2 down in greens to see how much evidence we have, you'll see energy started stronger but rejected, right? So maybe 2-2s down in the energies tomorrow. Still energy numbers Wednesday, a lot of inside weeks there and inside months from our monthly vid. Technologies led the strength today with 50% of tech going 2 to the upside, 31% 2 down. And sadly, we don't have the data showing up here. I'm going to try and get the developers to add it so we have it on both the up and down side. But you will see 2 down green real estates. About 80% of those were green. Financials, you can see like probably 60% were green. Cyclicals, a little less, right? Still a few reds in there. And then non-cyclicals, about 50% green, give or take. And then materials, not so much green. Utilities, a lot of green. And there's also some uptrends there. So we have, slightly lackluster to start off the new week, but we have it heavily biased to the upside just because we're seeing a lot of the, the tech, financials, that type of stuff leading the way to the upside to start the week. And if we look at our setups, we can say, how many insides do we have? We have 102 inside bars, and you got a lot of, bigger names in there. If we go in here, NVIDIA, Google, OKLO, which is your utilities, NEE utilities, Staples, LRCX chips, QCOM chips. And then as we get down in here, you get a few lesser known names in there. If we sort by price, you'll see KLAC, NOC, LMT, in the defense sector, which is already going up to start the week. So we'll have, a good chunk of names that are big, mostly NVIDIA, that we'll be wanting to keep a track of, with some other semis, some other tech, some industrials. And if we go to 2 down in green to see who's rejecting the downside move to start the week, you got 109 names, and you'll see DE in the industrials, Visa, Home Depot, which will be a rev strat. I tried it down today, but I got stopped out. McDonald's, AXP Financials, ADP Technologies, ACN Financials, JP Morgan Financials, Lowe's with Home Depot, Google, Hershey's. Keep going down the list. Elf, Crocs. So you got some consumers in there as well. So we'll have a lot of things to reject. And then if we go 2 up in red, you'll see 27. So less potential 2-2s to the downside tomorrow, although you have a few. We're going to see Uber, CCJ, HIMS, etc. So you can see just on the data, more 2-2s to the upside tomorrow, a lot of inside bars that could resolve higher. And then if we go just 2 up to start the week versus 2 down, you can see 504 2s down, 2 up, you'll see 400. So slightly lackluster, right? But that's what we see to start. More potential reversals up tomorrow to confirm the 400 stocks that did go up. And if we look at the stocks that are leading the way to start off the new week, you'll see TEM in there. Sorry, I haven't opened this up yet. Here it is. TEM in there, starting off pretty green to start the week. Could become a 3-2 weekly reversal. And we're still bouncing around this triangle. Supposedly they're a good company. I haven't looked too much into it. Let's get this over here. Groupon. See Groupon in here. Wow, they're really ripping. So it used to be somebody a lot higher at $600. You got some PMG to come back through, and they're just ripping to start off the week with a 2-2 to the upside with full time frame continuity. And you got some nobodies in here that we'll take a look at, but Zscaler, we'll mention it. See Zscaler also ripping to start the week. We talked about this 3-2 to the upside last month's monthly video, and up and off away they go. And you can see back through previous range of these guys. So they're still gunning off that. See Etsy. So not many super discernible trends there besides materials, but you'll see Etsy big PMG here. So we'll keep an eye on that as some of the leaders to start the week. Now in the materials sector, you're going to see this to start the week. We didn't talk about this in the monthly vid, is my bad, but Dixie takes the month inside down. So this would be momentum on Dixie anytime we're below this stuff, 98.712 give or take. And if we zoom out, coming off the top of this much bigger triangle. So potentially way down there for the Dixie to these equal lows. That's definitely something I'd be looking at. That tells us gold, if you recall, from our 312 year, still good. Right? Since our call, about 64% in gold. That's a beautiful signal you got there. Inside month to confirm it again after the inside month up to start the year. The previous inside month here, the rev strat here. So nice signals you got there. Gold tells you silver. Inside month up, you'll see causes outside quarter rev strat. And for next quarter, as well as this quarter above this, 31.41, we want to know. And we've talked about silver, and I keep calling for these all-time highs, so we're still going up there as far as we know, especially above 31.41. We have initial pivots to go up into these guys. So he's a lot of materials, tells you Nugget and GDX we'll take a look at. So GDX starts off blowing into the highs. We'll see if they continue to confirm that, but there's your inside up in GDX. You'll see the year. Nice move here. Still not taking this out yet. If we go to JNUG, you're going to see similar beautiful stuff. It's a little bit smaller with the leverage, but inside month and up, and we've been tracking this a while. You can see this broadening formation. Up they go, and back through previous range. So we'll see. And so you got a lot of gold and silver to start off really strong as well. If the dollar's weak, that's where we like to see it, as well as like tech stocks, and we'll see if that continues to progress. That being said, let's just go and take a look at some of the signals we have discussed and make the list. All right, to summarize inside days, we're going to have OKLO on the list, high volatility, ALAB inside day on the list. This will be in your healthcares. You'll see the broadening formation here like such. Still going to be an inside week, so just be aware of that. LRCX, you'll see the inside day after a triangle out right to the bottom of here. Looking to come back up into those highs if we can see NVIDIA inside day to the upside with AMAT. Setting up the same little triangle in there. In your chippers, if we go to hammers on the day, in the healthcares, you'll have JNJ setting up to trigger a monthly inside bar up, setting up to go into this, let's see, pivot machine gun on the day. So maybe we could see some good weekly option movement in here with a quick move through all these pivots into 158. If we go to Pfizer, you'll see the inside day there in the healthcares. And when we go to KO, you'll see the hammer day in the staples with Mondelez, 2-2 day setting up in the staples to trigger a double inside month. So MDLZ gets a star next to it for the swingers. And we've been talking about this daily PMG since down in here on the 19th of last month. If we go to the financials, Goldman Sachs will be the 2-2 day to cause a RevStrat week to the upside with JP Morgan. You'll see 2-2 day RevStrat to cause RevStrat week to the upside with Visa. 2-2-2 to the upside to trigger. You'll see the inside week and up with MasterCard. 2-2-2 to the upside, potentially trigger the 3-1-2 week up. In the financials with XLF, you'll see the 2-2 setting up to trigger the week up. If we go to the home builders, they're on the downside list, but they hammer back. So PHM, the hammer RevStrat PMG to the upside. If they're going to try and go RevStrat week, they are in the weaker side of things with DHI. Hammer 2-2 PMG day to try and go RevStrat week. I believe that is a RevStratting the month potentially. We'll see, right? Home Depot took the month down, but RevStrat day to cause very small outside week. We'll see. It's mother bar problems now. Lowe's, same thing, mother bar problems now. So personally, I'm going to remove those from my list, but you could look at those if you want to. Shack. It's going to have a star next to it with the 2-2-2 day. See this quarter, really green for the outside quarter. This month, closer to continuing. This week, closer to continuing. So that gets you in. Momentum, Boeing with the defense stocks. You'll see momentum hammer. To confirm last month's hammer signal. To confirm this outside quarter reversal. To confirm the potential 3-year during the mother bar problems to potentially get you out of those mother bar problems. In the defense sector, if we go to the utilities, Duck would be inside bar momentum to trigger the 1-3-2 hammer week to trigger maybe the month. It's got distance. SO, you'll see the inside bar momentum to trigger the 2-2 week reversal. Pivot machine gun into the monthly 3-2-2 in the utilities. Then for RevStrats, we will see ELF on the gapper list, potential 1-2-2 RevStrat after gapping up on good earnings, seemingly. You'll see this quarter's pretty green, and this year they hit yearly target they missed it by $1.30, but reclaimed last year's lows. So ELF Beauty Products. We have this big triangle reclaiming all these guys down here. So potentially it keeps going after earnings with the RevStrat CEP. This is one I've got on my radar because we got 620 expiration options trading on here, and high volatility. I'll see long red and green bars. That's what we're looking for. The 3-1-2-2 RevStrat day to cause the RevStrat week into 48.19, which may cause, you can see, not the monthly 2, but you'll see getting out of this mother bar, and then potentially we'd cause a monthly 2, but obviously you got a strong buyer in there, so we'll see if they're back this week. So far they are. And then Hershey's will be the RevStrats in the staples. Now, things that are strong this quarter with 2 down and green days. We already talked about CEP and Shack, which are 2 of the 5 I've gotten the list. Get IonQ, 2 down and green with a bright green quarter. Could go 2 to go 3 week. Still not at all-time highs. Still inside quarter though. So meh. If we go to NBIS, you'll see the 2 down and green at the bottom of the daily triangle, which would reclaim these lows on the left here with full time frame continuity, and you'll see this quarter pretty green, and the month is closer to 2 up if we go outside week. I believe that's Energies. I might be wrong there. And then Wayfair, 2 down and green, bright green on the quarter. So to start off, we don't have a lot of focus. We can say tech is relatively strong, and we did see a lot of energy start 2 up. So we'll see, with the energy numbers later this week. Not many of those look very good right now, but we'll see how that goes out, and we'll see what the gaps are doing. Overnight here in the US 500 inside in red. So at this point, still inside week on the futures. NASDAQ still an inside week. The Dow Jones still double inside. US 2000 still, a little closer to 2 down. So far the futures not seeing much overnight. That's very fun. And if you're going to be trading the overnight session, you'll see at this point, we have this broadening formation because of the inside week that we've reclaimed. So at this point, it actually does not look very good. So if the market's weak tomorrow, we talked about a lot of upside stuff, but any of those inside days, we can take them both ways. So we'll see. And, if we're gapping down tomorrow, it would be a lot of kicking, 2-2 reversals to try and take the week down. We'll see how that plays out. But as with the new month, as always, don't be scared to let them open a little bit because we got a lot of inside months. And that's the last thing we're going to end with here. Let me pull down the stats. We take a look at the stats this month. You'll see scenario 1, 900 names. Scenario 2 up, 131. 2 down, 71. So you'll see 90% of the market doing nothing. And so about 20% of SPYs, 2 up or 2 down, and that's it. And then 15% NASDAQ, 2 up or 2 down, and that's it. And you'll see slight leadership in the tech, slight weakness in the cyclicals. We want these numbers to get nice and green. Last month, it was about 75%, right at the beginning of the month, going to the upside, and that's what we need for a strong trend. So we'll continue to monitor this as the month opens up, and that's all I've got for you guys tonight. Here is your little cheat sheet if you skip through the video, but that's all I've got. Adios, have a good rest of your night, and see you in the morning.